Bountiful crochet creation. Crochet, crochet, we're hooked on crochet.
Hello everyone, welcome in. It's T with Bountiful Crochet Creations. In this video, we will go over the basics of crochet, which include creating a slip knot, how to hold your yarn, and the chain stitch. So grab your yarn. I'm using Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn, which is a 4-weight yarn, and its corresponding hook size is a 5mm hook. So let's get started. For the slip knot, there are many ways to achieve a slip knot onto your hook. For me, I'm going to use these 2 fingers. So I'm going to take the yarn, I'm going to make an X across my pointer finger and my middle finger. Then I'm going to take my hook, go in while my hook is pointing up. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to grab that top yarn, and I'm going to pull it through. Okay, and then I'm going to remove my 2 fingers here, and I'm going to pull tight. There's my slip knot. And it's called a slip knot because it will easily come apart when you pull it. There are many variations to putting on a slip knot, as I said before. My daughter, who also crochets, does her slip knot completely different. So I'm going to allow her to come on and show the way that she puts her slip knot onto her hook.
Hey everyone! I'm going to show you the way that I do my slip knot. I use just my hands. I don't really use the crochet hook yet. So I take it and I make a loop, just like so. And you gotta make sure you twist it, sort of like that, making an X right here. And then you're gonna take this loop and you're gonna pull it down towards your leading strand, the strand that comes from the yarn ball. You're going to take this little loop that's in this circle and you're gonna pull it tight, just like that. And then you're gonna take your crochet hook, of course, and then you're gonna start crocheting like how normally. You pull it tight onto your crochet hook and you use your leading yarn and you keep going.
Now we will move on to how to hold your yarn in order to start your chain. Once you have your yarn attached to your needle, you're going to go ahead and secure your yarn onto your hand. The way that I do it is I weave it through my fingers, starting with my pinky. I wrap it around, weaving it through my fingers like so. And then, before I start to move on to the next step, I hold the tail like so. Now I'll do that again. I weave it through my fingers like this, and I grab the tail. Now tension is another thing that you will have to practice with as you hold your yarn and begin your chain stitch. Now I'm going to demonstrate one other way, or that we know of, that you could hold your yarn.
Hey everyone, I'm back. My mom holds it a different way, but I hold it this way basically. I just wrap it around my 3 fingers, put it in between my index finger and my middle finger, and I just hold the yarn like this. And it kind of helps keep the tension steady, for me at least. But if you'd like how my mom demonstrated with her method, you know, it kind of helps with tension a little bit more with her method as well. But both methods, just do whatever you think is right. You know, the tension will help out, and you just start crocheting whenever you need to. Let me show that again. Basically just taking the leading yarn, finger over my index finger, and I'm gonna hold this tail. Holding the tail is very important. Or you could hold here, or you could hold here, but once you start, it's very important to keep tension so that your project comes out right. There you go.
Okay, after seeing those two ways that you can hold your yarn, the best thing to do is to do what feels comfortable with you, okay? You just want to make sure that the yarn is secure, and remember to hold the end here. Now we're going to start with our chain. Holding this piece, you're going to scoop the yarn onto your hook. You don't want this to be too tight. See how there is some slack between the knot and the hook? You want to be able to pull the yarn through it. Okay. Now there's a lot of times where when you're starting off, the knot is on there and it's too tight. And when you try to pull through, it's too hard because your knot is too tight. You want to have a little bit of slack within that knot. Okay? So the way that I remember it is that you yarn over, scoop up your yarn, turn, pull through. There you go. There's your first chain. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, scoop up your yarn, turn, pull through. And when I was starting to crochet, all I did was chains. And you want to do your chain over and over again until you have it right. There's nothing wrong with doing a chain for days until you have it looking like this. Okay? So basically, yarn over, scoop, pull through. Yarn over, scoop, pull through. Okay? And each time you're going to move your thumb up to make sure you have a secure hold over your yarn. Yarn over, scoop, pull through. And you want to make sure that that tension, this is your tension, you want to play with that. You want to make sure it's loose. Not too loose, but not too tight. You want it just enough to pull your yarn right through. Okay? So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. This is the rhythm that you'll get going once you get used to it. And this is what it should look like when you get used to doing your chain. Just because it might look messed up in some areas, when I was teaching my daughters, I told them to just keep going. You see one that looks messed up, that does not mean to stop. So if you have to chain a whole skein of yarn, chain a whole skein of yarn. Yarn over, pull through. Scoop up, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. And you're going to say that to yourself a lot. Yarn over, pull it through. And it's pretty relaxing. And you're going to do this several times. Make a chain as long as you can until you feel comfortable with your chain. And once you have that, you are ready to move on. So that, my friends, is your chain stitch. When reading a crochet chart, a chain stitch symbol will look like this. Also, in a written pattern, it is abbreviated as the letters CH. Once you have mastered the chain, feel free to move on to part 2 within this series. In part 2, we will start our first project, a single crochet washcloth. Thank you so much for joining in on our beginner's crochet series today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, stay happy, calm, and crochet. Bye everyone.
I will sing.